So my dad, he was 33 degree Mason, very high ranked. My mom is a high ranked voodoo priestess, one of the strongest voodoo priestess in this world. She doesn't look nothing like it. And I didn't grow up knowing anything about these type of things in the world until a couple months ago. I didn't even know that they existed. And the way that I knew about it was because somebody from this society um, seeked me out through uh, an app like Tinder a couple months ago. And he portrayed to be interested in me. And then I figured out that he was sent in by my family, you know. I didn't figure it out until after I left them, which was my saving grace. That's when I got my intuition back because I was walking around through the world without my intuition. Um, and when I got it, which is one of my spiritual gifts, I'm very intuitive, I figured out what was going on. I went into deep meditation and deep into prayer, and I've been guided by God to take care of myself. And so, because of that, I'm still here because of God's grace. Now, the thing about this is that in these in this spiritual warfare, once you wake up to who you are, and the way that you wake up to who you are is by loving yourself, by taking care of yourself, by choosing yourself. Literally, you choose yourself, you love yourself, you take care of yourself, and once you do that and you forgive everything, like you have to forgive everything. Like I had to do a lot of shadow work through about forgiveness. I had to go through all my wounds, through all my traumas, and forgive every single person for what they did and for what I didn't know they were doing at the time. And then once I did that, I balanced my dark and light side, which is my feminine and masculine, because I was just too deep into the light where I was so naive. And then things began to be revealed to me, right? Once I did that, I went through something called a Kundalini awakening, which is like the dark night of the soul, which is like you going through all of your experiences, whether good, bad, or indifferent. And because I had already started doing healing work, like in 2020, I started like therapy. I started going to meetings, like NA meetings. So I had done a lot of healing work. So when this came around this time, I was already familiar with the tools to use on how to overcome these things. And then there were some things that were already part of who I was, things that I already did, like journaling and therapy. Uh, but there were other new things that I needed to learn. And I had broken generational curses without realizing that I was breaking them, like such as mental health, addictions, self hatred. And I loved myself. And because I loved myself and I love myself, I broke that generational curse. And I broke a lot of generational curses. I literally cleared out my bloodline when it came to generational curses, but I didn't know. And because I did that, that woke up my ancestral bloodline, right? And when that happens, when we do that, what happens is one, our ancestral bloodline wakes up and is able to defend you in the spiritual realm. So the way that works is because we have had past lives, there's things that we've learned in our past lives, but we're not aware of them because we don't remember who we are when we get here, right? Our memory gets wiped out. And so they're able to use those things that you've learned in the spiritual realm, and then they're able to teach you or download information for you to be able to take care of yourself today. And so it's like teamwork. So because I did that, my spiritual bloodline, my ancestral bloodline has awoken, and they're able to defend me in the spirit realm. And I am able to be informed and be protected from these attacks. And also, I'm able to develop my spiritual gifts, such as intuition. I didn't have that, so I developed that, and like my psychic abilities. So I developed that as well. And so when that happens and you become aware of what's happening, that weakens people's magic. And if you don't know, like I didn't know about that, like that this realm existed. If then like when you are aware of it, that weakens their magic, and you know how to combat it because your spirit team will make you aware of everything. Like literally, you'll know. Well, they did a death spell. They're planning to do this. They're planning to send this one in. They're doing mirror magic. They're doing this. And so you'll know what to do. And the other thing that would happen is because I'm being led by the spirit, I didn't have to like go to people to help me overcome these attacks. I was able to do it like in a natural form without having to use dark magic. And so then what happens is that these attacks get returned to sender. And because I cleared out my bloodline, a lot of the people that were participating in this now have to experience the same thing that they sent to me for themselves, which was a lot of death magic. So unfortunately, that's what happens. That's what's going to happen in my bloodline, because once you break the generational curses, you freed your ancestors, even the ones that were evil before. And so they no longer want to be a part of that because you're creating a legacy for your bloodline now, and they're freed. So if these people continue to like try to bring up the things that they were condemned for, which I freed them of, they're like not with it. They're not with it. So that's how that works. So I just wanted to share that. Have a good day, guys.